And with that, welcome to week 15 of the Tom Greene Show. Huh? What was that? It appears as if Cole is not here tonight. Oh well, I haven't had a chance to film by myself in a while. So, why don't we just get right to it? Last week, I went 12-4 and got myself to a record of 135, 72, and 1, which if you watched my show last year, 2 games ahead of last year's pace. So hopefully this year I do better. Vintage Coke bottle right there. So, Thursday night, Denver and San Diego. No, Texans, not you. Thank you. Well, Denver, of course, coming off another victory over the Tennessee Titans. People and Peyton Manning starting to silence the doubters out there that think he can't play in the cold.
Wow! That's a low price!
I know, right? So, this game, I expect nothing less than a shootout. In fact, there are 2 games on this schedule which I expect nothing less than a shootout.
That's what she said.
Excuse me.
That's what she said.
Stop it.
Shotgun.
That is basically what was going to happen.
Shotgun.
Denver will win that game 45-31, I believe. I think Peyton Manning throws for 3 or 4 touchdowns. At least you're going to see a touchdown from Monty Ball. You also see Phillip Rivers throw for a couple of touchdowns. Should be a good one. Finally. To the Sunday games. Atlanta against Washington. I know I haven't had a chance to get some actually expert analysis from Cole, so it's just me tonight. But you guys know I have good analysis anyway, so who cares? We miss you, Cole. Anyway. Shanahan said he was going to bench RG3 for Kirk Cousins. Sorry, Dan Snyder and Redskins fans. But Shanahan is trying to get your team ready for the future. So he's making a move kind of like this. And with that being said, I still think the Redskins will not win another game this year. Atlanta is still a surprise to see them this low in the standings. But either way, I think at home, I believe Atlanta wins this game. If you watched the Redskins game last week, people are already leaving the stadium at halftime. It was 38-10 in favor of the Chiefs, which they played the Chiefs. But I do believe Atlanta wins this game 27-17. I think Matt Ryan will throw for 1 touchdown, and Kirk Cousins, I think, will throw for 2. Let's switch that. Cousins will throw for 1, Ryan will throw for 2, I think. Jacksonville against Buffalo, our next game here. Jacksonville started 0-8, and then they said, all the NFL was like,
Oh no!
because they wanted to go 0-16, but after the Jags beat the Titans, they were like this. And now they are 4-9. So the NFL will be like,
Oh, good for you!
What was that?
Oh, good for you.
Exactly.
Oh.
That's what happened after Buffalo lost to Atlanta in Toronto.
Oh.
And guess what? This is my second time picking Jacksonville this year. So Jacksonville fans be like,
Action.
thank you. Oh, and by the way, I should say, this is one of many of those games in the AFC. You missed that, didn't you? Jacksonville wins this game 28-24. Cleveland against Chicago. And guess what? Another one of those playoff spot games. Although the AFC playoff spot is closing and closing as we close the season here. But still, we got a good game here. Cleveland against Chicago. Even in basketball. Cavs Bulls. In baseball, Indians White Sox. That's a division rivalry. So a lot of I'd say a lot of bad blood in between these two teams. With that being said, Cleveland is at a very emotional low right now after they lost to the Jacksonville Jaguars 2 weeks ago. And they almost beat the Patriots though. But still, after losing the Patriots like that, this still goes into effect nicely. Cleveland fans at the first part of the game.
Looks good.
After. With that being said, I think even with Cutler starting, I think Chicago wins this one 28-17. And who knows? This is another one of those games that has some playoff implications. Indianapolis against Houston. Looks like I don't have I can put away my sound here, circus sound, and say,
Wow, that's a low price.
to get a ticket to that game.
Wow, that's a low price.
And if you're the Texans right now, exactly, you've lost 11 straight. And you've lost basically your veteran quarterback, which was a few weeks ago, but still. And most recently, you just lost your coach. So basically, not only, but can also be used in this sense here. With that being said, I do believe that the Colts win this game 28-6. That's one of only two teams I have predicted to finish in the single digits in scoring this week is the Houston Texans. So sorry, Texans. Things are not looking good in your boat. With that, we'll go with segment 2 in a minute.